should someone who's in a DEI role or HR role or whatever say, how do we go from this set of policies to something new? What does that process look like?
In the United States, open enrollment generally happens towards the end of the year, whether it's November, December, October, depending on kind of the company. Not always, but in most cases. Planning for that generally starts in the summer. So you're going to have to be out in front of that much more so than, hey, can I drop in November and say I don't like the parental leave benefits? No, you have to get out in front of that. And I think one of the things that's important for anyone that's working within an organization is that the decision makers start their planning much further in advance than you think. And I think one of
Yeah.
the things that's important to note is that when you can get involved in some of those cross functional teams early on, you start to drive a much higher success rate in being able to influence those programs and being able to influence some of the discussions that happen. Because what I can tell you with certainty is that as you go through an annual review process, as you go through an allocation process where money is getting distributed, that's the opportunity in the moment to be able to make some adjustments in a more seamless way than when you do it in a one-off basis. On the benefit side, you have to be out in front of that so that they can make the cost modifications, they can do the budgeting, they can do the planning. And a lot of times what happens is the most progressive companies are starting to do surveys and understanding like, hey, what do the employees actually want? And I think the more you can attach to that, the better your success rate is going to be. So the key takeaways there would be get involved in the process as early as possible, build cross-functional relationships. And those cross-functional relationships aren't just with the compensation manager or the benefits manager or the total rewards leader. They're also with the finance partners, with the legal partners. Like you want to be able to have a multifaceted approach because I think that's the way you can really drive and influence change, particularly when you see opportunities that make sense and gaps that may exist within the offerings of an organization.
Thank you for that. I love that because as the DEI career coach, oftentimes the conversation I'm having with my clients who are looking to transition into DEI, I'm like, listen, when you first get in there into a new DEI role, the number one thing I recommend for people to do once you do get into that role is just like listen
Mm-hmm.
and build relationships.